There's going to be roost flying everywhere. There's going to be ferns slapping them in the face.
It's going to be carnage.
Yeah.
Final round, and the weather was forecast to be nice and clear.
Yeah, what do you say? Like, I feel bad. Like, Maddix Park is an awesome venue. That's why I keep coming back here every year. But the last couple of years we've just been plagued with rain here, and it creates a real different event. It's a struggle to keep moving. The track's cut up. Sections of track almost get impassable in some places when it gets a lot of rain here. So today again was a bit of a survival run. Kind of cool. You see the riders come back in, they were struggling, but they also have a big smile on their face because they've survived. You know, they've got up that hill and got through that rut and got to the finish flag. So although it's as hard as it is, it's quite satisfying for a lot of riders.
Yeah, and you know, racing's racing, right? They've all got to ride it.
Yeah, and it still is a race. Like, yeah, the guys are still going fast, the top guys are still pushing hard and still making their way through. So it still is a race. So it's another condition. It's GNCC ranges from sand at the earlier rounds to sort of pumice you saw we had at Burt's Farm and Matata at Peacock Paradise there, and then you get the clay here. And unfortunately we had a wet clay, which is tough.
So how did the minis get on with that?
They did amazing. It was a tough track for them today with the slippery conditions. Finley Shaw, he got out front and had a good battle with Colton Whibley. Those two checked out and actually rode really strong in the conditions out there.
Yeah, I heard the minis track was shorter but not necessarily easier.
No, I thought it was going to be easier than what we had last year. But again, with that mud and just the slippery conditions, actually made it pretty tricky. Some of the hill climbs got some good ruts in it, so it was a good challenge for the minis.
Juniors did a bit of a longer circuit, probably almost as long as the senior circuit, right?
Yeah, the juniors track was only slightly shorter than the senior track. Sheldon Brown won the day. He was out front, and Harvey Williams was second. Hadley Fowler was third.
That actually came down to the wire, didn't it?
Pass. I didn't even
I believe it did. There were passes right up till the last lap.
Yeah, I didn't even see the ends of the races.
Yeah, you were busy picking people up, were you?
Yeah, I was picking people up, towing people out. One of the mini riders had to get towed out from up the back there, just got stuck on a hill.
And he was hardly alone because the seniors came around.
The seniors, yeah, I guess then the seniors are on pretty much the same track as the juniors. There's a couple of extensions. We had one hill climb we call Stairway to Heaven. That kind of lasted a couple of laps before we had to cut that piece out. The secondary line we put in there was probably better than the original one. It held up. So yeah, they kept flowing through there.
And we had a few surprise results really, didn't we?
Jacob Reefer was out front and he put on a sprint in the middle of the race somehow. He got to the front and was riding really well. Blake Lusk was in second and Ryan Hayward was in third. I think Ryan was kind of looking after his bike a little bit. He had the championship in mind, got to the finish line and got the job done. The gaps changed a lot. Some riders gained time, some riders lost a lot of time with crashes, with getting stuck. There's a lot going on out there with the track deteriorating like it was. So there was no given at all on any lap of who was going to come around in first or second or third. So to wrap the series up, Colton Whibley is our mini champion for the year. So
and is that his last mini?
I'm thinking I'll probably push him up to the juniors next year. He still, I think, could race the minis again next year. He's still only 10 years old. So.
Wow.
We had Sheldon Brown took out the junior championship. It's the second one. He won also last year, so big congrats to Sheldon. And then Ryan Hayward took out the seniors.
Yeah, and it was a strong championship from him realistically, wasn't it? He was very polished all season.
Yeah, consistent, and he actually rode really well this year, so really impressed with his riding.
And all in all, would you say that it's been a successful season for the GNCC?
It has, yeah. The turnout of the mini riders this year, the last round we had over 30 mini riders. And when we first started the mini class in the series, we were sort of getting 5 or 6 riders. For it to grow to that level in a couple of seasons is really cool. So I think that's a big positive for the series and for the future of the sport. And I think the venues too, we're developing, we're adding tracks, we're continuing to make the venues better and fresh tracks, new tracks, different options. So I think the venues are getting better and better.
Net positive, the series is on its way up and it's been a good season.
Yeah, it has been a great season. Yep, looking forward to next year. We've still got some ideas and some changes maybe coming for next year. Maybe some different venues, we'll just have to see, but keep on silver bullet for the dates coming out and look for the sprint series coming up soon, starting in mid-January.
Awesome. Cheers, Paul. Wicked series.
Thank you.